Hi everyone, I'm Sohan and today I'll be talking about human trafficking. So, human trafficking is one of the largest attempted crime in the world, and human trafficking is not towards humanity, it's a bad quality of humanity actually. Introduction. So trafficking is any process. Trafficking is a process that leads to the recruitment and the transportation of innocent people by means of harassing them or by means of bullying them or by means of drugging them. And human trafficking is the second largest crime that is attempted in this whole world. And according to a report, 80% of human trafficking is mainly for sexual exploitation and the remaining is for your labor purposes. And in Asia, our own country, India, is said to be a major hub for human trafficking. Human trafficking in our country, India. So in our country, the capital city, Delhi, is said to be the major hub for human trafficking. And in Delhi, many young girls and innocent children are trafficked and are trafficked. So basically, the innocent children are trafficked for the labor purposes, and the girls are mainly trafficked for the sexual exploitation reasons. And many children and young women are also trafficked to India from the neighboring countries like your Nepal and Bangladesh. And according to some report, almost 60 million women are trafficked in India per year, where 40% of them are innocent children and yeah, where 40% of them are young adolescents and women, young women. So continued. So what these traffickers actually do is that they'll tell the victim's parents that their children will be given good quality education, they'll be given good amount of money, and they'll be taken good care of. So these parents, so the parents of these victims, they'll blindly believe the traffickers' promises and they send their children with them, believing that the children are in safe hands now. So, but these traffickers, instead of fulfilling the promises that they made, instead of fulfilling the false promises that they made, what they actually make these victims do is that they, first of all, the victims are very badly tortured by the traffickers. The young children are constantly beaten, and women are raped, and they are drugged. And yeah, and even your young children are made to beg on roads so that these traffickers they can enjoy the collections that these young children make. Okay, so there is a level of human trafficking in our country in India where we treat a woman as a goddess or something. Where we treat women as a goddess, and where we have huge respect for women. Okay, so there's a condition of trafficking in India. So what are the victims made to do? As I told, the victims are mainly made to work as a forced labor in sweatshops, and they're made to work in some construction sites, and many young children are made to work in factories without any safety precautions. So this leads to the deterioration of their health, and children under the age of 18 are introduced to commercial sex, and many children are even sent to work in factories by force. Uh, and as you can see in this picture, these small children are working in some construction site, and then this small girl is used for sexual exploitation. Just imagine the amount of future that these children have. Now all their future will get ruined because of these traffickers. Conditions faced by the victims. So as you can see in this picture, the conditions faced by the victims are very bad, and these poor victims they just don't know where to go. They don't know what to do. They don't know whom to ask help for. Okay, so these victims they are not given proper food, they are not given proper medical attention, and they all their passports are confiscated so that they cannot dare to escape from these traffickers' control, and they are not allowed to interact with any outsiders as well, and they are constantly they are drugged, and many people, including the small children, are constantly beaten and women are raped. Okay, so these are the cruel conditions that are faced by these victims. And then some of the statistics are almost 27 billion people are trafficked per year around the world. And then the profit that these traffickers make out of this human trafficking is about $22 billion per year. Okay. And then in our country, India, people have sold almost about 15 million people of 15 million children have sold their own children to work so that they can get some money from their children. Okay, so here's a short video on the statistics of the human trafficking. So yeah. So what can be done to fight human trafficking? So it's important that people should be educated on this issue, and they should be aware of how to fight this issue of how to fight human trafficking. So we should hold events in order to raise awareness against this human trafficking, and we should boycott the goods and the policies that promote this human trafficking. And if we find any suspicious activity related to human trafficking, we should immediately report it to the correct authority, and we should raise funds, and these funds should always go to the anti-human trafficking organizations. And some of the laws made by the government of India are your ITP Act in 1956, the CLA Act in 2013, and the POXO Act in 2012. So these are few of the measures that can be taken in order to fight human trafficking. And so one last thing is, human trafficking is a very bad thing. It's completely against humanity. So even education is a main factor for even education is also one of the reasons for human trafficking. That's the reason the people who are not educated blindly believe these traffickers and send their children with them. So if they are educated, then I believe that the human trafficking will actually come down by at least a few amount. So I feel education is a must and should for all the citizens in our country. Thank you.